Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out some more WWE wrestling action figures. You can see we got the stack here. This is the brand new WWE Greatest Hits line. I don't want to say it's exclusive to anywhere because I got mine from BigBadToyStore.com. But of course you can get it from Ringside Collectibles, or honest to God, I found a lot of these at Walmart recently. So we got 6 figures in the wave that we're going to be checking out. We've got The Miz. We've got Natalya Neidhart. And all these figures are so cool, man. We got Cody Rhodes. John Cena. Roman Reigns. And then we're going to start with this one. We've got King Sheamus. So stay tuned and we will, get underway. All right, so the deal about these is they're the greatest hits. This is wave 1, I want to say. Wave 2 is already up for pre-order. I think wave 3 is up for pre-order, but images have not come out or been released yet. So the deal with these is obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. Greatest hits, figures, more well sought after figures from back in the day. Of course, with the new Mattel head scans and all that good stuff. See, we got King Sheamus. I want to say, back in 2010. So this figure was probably released in early 2011. I never had this one. There's a couple in this wave that I had that I'm super happy to have again, but with more updated, lifelike details, as it says on the dang box. So let's go ahead and open up King Sheamus and check it out. So let's take a look at him, what he looks like on the clamshell there. You got 2 extra sets of hands, as well as whatever comes on it. He comes with whole entrance gear and everything, so let's take it off the card. So yes, in 2010, old Sheamus won the King of the Ring tournament, and of course, after that, started coming out with this attire. So we've got the shillelagh, and he's got his entrance robe, as well as the crown, which is probably removable, but yeah, there we go. If you wanted to remove it, I guess. I don't see the point, but I believe it is. I'm just not going to bother. Now he comes with, like I said, the shillelagh, but the entrance garb that he's got on here, he's got this nice dark green kind of Irish color to it, as well as he's got the how do you say that? Laoc. Used to have it on his gear and his t-shirts all the time, as well as the Celtic cross down here and some cool Celtic logos there in the back. The back has nothing, no print or anything like that, but it does have a row or a hood there. I don't think he ever used that though. I don't even remember how long this whole deal went, but let's take a look at the figure itself without the entrance attire. If we can get it out seamlessly. All right, so here's old Sheamus, and he definitely, that skin tone is probably more updated. Face scan is 100% better than the original figure, of course. I think all of these are, and a lot of these people that are kind of whining and complaining online on the internet about how, well, why are we even re-releasing these figures? What's the point? Some of these that were more sought after back in the day, harder to get nowadays. I think people really appreciate when we get a re-release, especially if you're either new to collecting or what have you. But mine seems to have a lot of loose joints, but I am a little disappointed because it seems like the hip issue that I've mentioned in previous videos has not been fixed as far as this wave. some later figures that I've had that you've seen me review here, they have been fixed, but this seems to be not the case, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and talk about the gear. He's got the Celtic cross there on his wristbands, and it's in gold. Down to his trunks, he's got black trunks with green and gold text that says Laosh, I think it's called. On the back, we just got the Celtic cross in gold. Down the side, got some stripe accents there. Regular old black knee pads, black boots with the white kind of lining going up and down. But overall, this figure is pretty sweet. I don't know if you caught that, but pretty loose joints on this guy here. To have a cooler, updated Sheamus, King Sheamus in the collection, it's pretty cool. I don't really do toy photography or anything crazy like that, so the hip thing doesn't bother me all that much. It is quite disappointing, but if you're just going to put them on a shelf, I suppose it's not really a big deal. So King Sheamus right there looks pretty cool. That face scan is perfect. Definitely a throwback, so very cool. On to the next figure. And up next, we got definitely a throwback to simpler times, man. We got Roman Reigns, and for whatever reason, I didn't do that, but his packaging was opened when I received him. Like I said, from Big Bad Toy Store. But this is the Shield Roman Reigns. I actually probably still have this figure somewhere in my collection if I haven't sold it off or whatever. I think I still have it. But I got this figure in like 2014, 2015, something like that. And yeah, it comes with the tag title. I think it was the first time that we got that. I believe in one of the earlier Elite series, you had the whole Shield. You had Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. All in, I think 2 came in one wave and 1 came in a following wave. So, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Greatest Hits Volume 1. This is not Series 1 by any means. Because I just looked at a Batista figure. This is probably like Series 3 or 4 or something like that. But you got Roman Reigns on the side there. On the back, at WrestleMania 30, Roman Reigns and the Shield. Decimated Kane, the New Age Outlaws. Proving who is the most dominant faction in WWE. So, cool little write-up. You got his height, weight, finisher, all that cool stuff. Pensacola, Florida, 6'3", 265. Finisher is the spear. Yeah, definitely looks a lot different from, you know, current day Roman Reigns. Last night at the Royal Rumble. Of course, he didn't win, but yes. So we're gonna go ahead and take off Roman Reigns and check it out. So yeah, one thing I will mention versus like probably the first release of a lot of these figures, you probably don't have the advantage of having multiple different gripping hands, open hands, fisted hands. Basically every figure that comes out nowadays, they have that feature. So I guess that's the advantage of having a variety in 2025 versus 2014 when this came out. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take them off the bubble. One last thing I'll say is it's quite a bummer that we're not going to get Dean Ambrose updated in 2025 in this line, because we got Seth Rollins from the Shield coming out next, and of course here we got Roman Reigns, but it is what it is. So I gotta mention, the one accessory that Roman Reigns does come with is this championship, and it is a updated version of the, well, what they called back in the day, the penny tag team titles, for obvious reasons. They look like pennies, but lo and behold, I mean, this is what Roman Reigns held when he was in the Shield. He was tag team champions with Seth Rollins, of course, but that's pretty neat. A little accessory. And here is Roman Reigns himself. Definitely the same mold, obviously updated with updated technology and stuff like that, but Roman does have this updated face scan, which looks really good. Hair texture has definitely been updated. Coloring, all that good stuff. Skin tone looks really good. As far as that vest goes, this is definitely like one of the later Shield vests, because for a long time he had just kind of like a different style, but I like this one a lot. And it's got that cool Hounds of Justice patch, which little I think 21-year-old me Love that, and sewed it on a vest that I had myself, like a little nerd. Tattoo technology seems to be better, of course. Of course, he's got those tactical pants. Articulation. Once again, I think this whole wave is going to be suffering from that stupid hip thing that's been going on. You know, I think they said on the Major podcast, whatever, that they updated it, because I haven't seen on like recent figures that I got. I don't see it on there. He's got that black gauntlet on both wrists here. That's super cool. I don't think that you could move those around on the 2014 version. Other than the hip thing, though, the articulation is standard, elite. I don't really need to go over it. You know exactly what it's about. We're talking about how cool the figure looks. So, looks really cool. Can have Roman with that tag team title. And once Seth Rollins arrives in the next wave, we'll have that. The vest is removable, but you got like 100 Roman Reigns without a vest. Let's just keep it simple. You got Shield Roman Reigns here. It looks really cool. So, there's Roman Reigns. We're going to move on to the next figure. So the next figure in the wave that we got is 2012-2013 John Cena. On the back, it does say 2013 or 2012. Okay, so I thought it was going to be a little off there. Because if you remember, 2013 Cena basically had the same shirt design and everything. It was just like totally reverse. It was gold and blue, navy blue. But I had this Cena growing up. Probably one of my favorite Cenas. Seems like there's something missing. I feel like he had the WWE Spinner title in the original figure, but I'm not too sure. So there's one thing I do want to mention that I've seen in other reviews of this that I'll mention when I take them out of the box. But cool little read up on John Cena in the back. If you'd like to read it, go ahead and pause. But you get the rest of the figures in the wave, like always. So let's go ahead and take Cena out of the box. Alright, so here we've got John Cena. All he does is come with just the swappable versions of the hands. So he's got a left open hand and a closed C grip right hand. But here we are. This is absolutely how I'm going to display him, but he unfortunately once again suffers from that hip thing, and looks like I got a little paint discrepancy, probably because they packaged the t-shirt on the figure, and I'm likely not going to take that off. I don't know why that has this weird rubber band around him, maybe to keep his arm in place in packaging. Doing this. You can't see me. Let's talk about it though for a minute. The shorts, from what I remember, were definitely not this tan and or brown, tinted, colored, whatever. I remember it being more of a cargo tan than like this kind of like light brown. But I suppose for the time it's a lot more accurate for that time period. Shirt and the hat seem to be the same. Of course, you could take the hat off. There he's got that classic Cena buzz cut. Face scan is definitely updated. Looks more like John Cena than it did when this figure came out 10 plus years ago. He's got those removable dog tags. It's very cool. No details on them or anything, but it's kind of a bendier material, so you kind of do what you will. The left armband says C Nation, and you can take it off if you want. And then the one thing I was going to talk about, let's see. It's not this one, because these wristbands just say, you can't see me on it. Of course, he's doubling them up like always, but this one, and I don't remember this either. I don't remember the wristbands back in the day being movable, removable when you take that hand off. Be careful that you don't lose this, but seems to be, if you take a look close, it says 10. So when this figure came out, when this shirt came out, it said 10 years strong. So that's the whole point of the shirt. Kind of weird that they don't have the "you can't see me" on the back like the original shirt, but you'll see that it's 0 used to be his symbol, you know, kind of like a play on whatever, but it has since come out that that is kind of being erased because it's, I don't really want to go into too grave detail, but it's kind of the symbol he used for so many years seems to be kind of a not really politically correct terminology, and people got offended, and rightfully so, and I don't think he's really doing that hand gesture anymore. I don't know. I think it's a little too new and too fresh to rule out entirely, but I totally understand where Mattel and WWE are coming from and changing it up. So it's just a little detail that probably someone like me, who's been watching wrestling for 20 plus years and collecting figures for just about the same time, would notice. So I noticed somebody's video pointed it out, so I guess I'm not the only one, but there he is, classic John Cena. One little thing, I could be totally wrong, but I feel like the original figure had these black shoes, these black tennis shoes, like he always wears, but for a while he had just like the same pair, but with green on the bottom instead of this red. I could be totally wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but pretty cool Cena to add to the Cena shelf. I've got mostly all of his elites. Kind of building a nice little Cena collection, but there he is. You gotta have that 2012 John Cena. Looks fantastic, especially with that updated head scan and all that good stuff. So let's move on to the next figure, which is Cody Rhodes. And we've got the Undashing. The Undashing one. Pre-Stardust, post-Dashing Cody Rhodes. Undashing Cody Rhodes. I never had this one. Definitely back in the day. Super cool to have it in my collection. There's something about that face scan. It probably looks better than the original, but it's a little goofy. But I suppose it won't matter once you put that mask on. Cody Rhodes down the side. Greatest hits. Cool little write-up about him. Cody Rhodes went from dashing to deranged, as he believed his damaged face was too grotesque to be shown in public. A gimmick to be emulated years after. So, cool little picture of him. So let's get him off of the card. And it sure looks like they spent the money on the accessories for the Cody Rhodes in this wave, because Cena didn't come with basically nothing except for his shirt and his hat, and Cody Rhodes comes with the alternative paper bag, 2 extra sets of hands, and of course the mask, and prepackaged on, which I'm a little worried about, the staining, but the entrance jacket. So, before we show off this awesome figure, I do want to show off this paper bag. It is not paper, it's actually kind of a sturdier plastic, and it looks really good. You kind of put it on a wrestler, a wrestling figure, and just kind of have him chilling under the sun as a victim of Cody Rhodes or whatever, because that was kind of his shtick during this time period, is he would take a member from the crowd, or he would put this on his opponent's head after he wrestled him and beat him. Very cool. But tell me why I feel like the original version of this figure, this was actually a paper bag, and it probably got damaged back in the day. I could be wrong. I never had the figure, but it seems like a thing that, 10, 12 years ago, probably be the case. Now he does come with these extra sets of hands, and I do believe I'm going to swap them out, so you can kind of like have him like covering his face during his entrance. Here is the plastic guarded mask that he has. It looks really cool, really durable. Definitely fit the head sculpt of the young Cody Rhodes. But let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. Now he does come pre-packaged with his entrance jacket, and I think the main feature of this is it's got this extra big hood that he can kind of cover up his face in once you put that mask on. He's got plain black trunks on. Oh, he does not. He's got a little Cody Rhodes logo there on the side. Nothing on the back, but some maroonish accents. Whatever reason, this figure does not have the hip problem. So, what the heck is the deal, Mattel? I'm gonna keep all the ones that I have, just because they just sit on a shelf. But it's gonna be weird going down in the future and like going to pose them and mess with them and stuff. And a lot of them are gonna have this weird hip joint that doesn't move. Sorry, a little ramble, but standard elite articulation. This guy's actually quite loose, loosey-goosey as far as joints. But I'm not gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off just to show you No neck tattoo, because that was not the time. But a very solid Cody Rhodes figure, to say the least. Kind of have him, let's go put this mask on once we zip this jacket back up. Put the mask on as intended to be. See how long it takes me to do this. Fight with it a little bit. Put it on ever so gently. So it doesn't want to fit. There we go. Man, look at that. Hell of a figure. Definitely that to honor like his time period in WWE. Only thing that would make this better is if we had that classic white Intercontinental Championship. Oh, and there you have it. I found one. So probably not to go on with that time period. I can't remember too much if he held this title during this gimmick. But when I think of this title, I think of Cody Rhodes. I had it on The Miz, but I think Cody Rhodes. So this is more closer to that time period. But yeah, this figure is dang. Probably the standout of the whole wave, if I'm being honest. Probably my favorite of that whole wave. So very cool, Cody Rhodes. Now let's move on to the next figure. And this time we've got Natalya Neidhart. This is back from, let's see, what was the time period? She had the little buns there. Just says, living up to her family legacy, the Queen of Hearts, proves night in and night out why she's the best of the best. Oh, the best there is, best there is, the best there ever will be, yes. During her little Brett emulation period there. So I want to say, 2018, 2017 maybe. But very cool packaging. I don't have a Natty in my collection whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take it out of the package. Alright, so one thing, this figure does come with a t-shirt. And, you know, I know a lot of people are saying that they like this new style of shirt that they got. But I don't know how to feel about it. It's definitely a different material that they use these days, but it's got this paws out, claws out with her late cat who's passed away with that WWE Authentic Wear patch on the bottom. So definitely that 2017 time period. Probably not going to display it on the figure. But once again, right out of the package, we got loose leg joints. I don't know what the deal is with that. But the knees are tight. Very strange. The QC quality on a lot of these recent Mattel releases is kind of just bizarre. But anywho's, let's talk about the figure. She's got this interesting, unique head sculpt. Definitely more updated with her actual face mold. And this unique hair texture with the buns and everything up, and then the long hair going down, looks accurately colored, so as the skin tone, face tone, all that good stuff. She got gauntlets on the right and left side with some black and pink accents, as well as the gear going all the way down to the boots. Got some classic black boots. But all in all, I don't think that they've released a solid Natalya figure for like a minute. I don't know why the knees only go back so far, but I feel like they should have that double joint in there somewhere. Tell me I'm wrong, but yeah. Pretty solid Natalya figure. Didn't have one in my collection, so aside from this loose hip, pretty cool figure. Alright, so let's go ahead, move on to the last in the wave. And it is the one and only, underappreciated, The Miz. And you can tell that it's from WrestleMania 27. Look at that cool shot of him holding up the title on the back. The Miz shocked the world after he successfully defended the WWE Championship against John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania 27. So, very cool. Got 2011 Miz pictures all over the packaging. So let's go ahead and get them off the card. So the Miz does come with 2 extra sets of hands, as well as the classic WWE Championship, the spinner title. And I just love how they include a lot of these with the time period, you know. They could really skimp out on a lot of this stuff if they wanted to, but they don't. And what they didn't skimp out on the fact that the title actually spins. But you gotta have it the way Miz had it, with that upside down W. So it's in an M, of course. And look at all the details on this jacket, man. All that silver and all the bedazzling that they got going on with it. Just take a second to appreciate that. Super cool. All the way down. But the Miz head scan, definitely got that 2011 mohawk going on there. Face scan looks great. Down to the gear, he's got black trunks with his classic Miz logo that he's had for years. Well, that he had for years. I think he's changed it up recently, but it's got that kind of like dark orange or brownish kind of awesome logo. Down to the black knee pads and the black boots and kick pads with the yellow and or brownish logos on the going down it. On the back, it's got awesome, really cool Miz figure. You know, I will always say I'm not the biggest fan of soft goods in a way, but I am. I like them better than I like these hard plastic, you know, whatever, because how am I supposed to display him holding up the title, you know? I'll probably end up taking that jacket off and putting on this title underneath it and kind of display him like that, but all in all, really solid Miz figure. Articulation, he does not have the hip thing, so, oh, on this leg he does. So, you know, it's frustrating that they had all this QA issues, but pretty solid wave of figures for the Greatest Hits line. I originally wasn't going to get them all, but I did. I got the next set for pre-order. Everybody minus Hogan. If I don't have to buy a Hulk Hogan figure, I won't. Unless it's part of a Build-A-Figure wave, which, let's see. You want to see the Wrestlemania wave? I'll be the last one on YouTube to review this. But I had to get Hogan for that, but yeah, so great set of figures. I really dig a lot of these, you know. Cena's great. Roman has a pretty good Shield throwback figure. Sheamus, always cool to have a Sheamus. And I think the standout of the whole wave is this Undashing Cody Rhodes. So let me know what you guys thought. Drop a like, comment, and let me know. And be sure to check out all my other wrestling videos. I've got a lot of wrestling and Simpsons videos, of course, on the channel. And thanks for checking it out, y'all. Catch y'all on the next one. See ya.